So I have a policy on our hog channel that I'll try to do a video 3 times. And if I have to redo it the 4th time, it's going to stick. It is what it is. So this one's going to stick. This is number 4. I don't know if I'm tongue-tied or I don't know what the deal is. I can't seem to get it all. Can't get everything working together. Beautiful day here in South Georgia, August 21st. At the end of this year, I've been retired 5 years. And this morning, I promise you, was the first morning that I've ever woken up and I was like, you know what, I'm not sure what I'm going to do today. And I always want to stay busy, and I always want to work, and I always want to sweat, and I always want to be able to get her done. I don't want to sit in a chair. I don't want to watch a bunch of TV. I don't want to do none of that junk. But there are days in the last 5 years, several days, that I was like, man, can I just get a breather? Can I just take in a little bit more oxygen? Because I kind of feel like I'm drowning. The last couple weeks, man, things have slowed up for us in the trapping business, which is a good thing. And I've been able to get her done, get all stuff done, that big list that's on the refrigerator that seems to grow every day. And today it was just a nice day, just to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to the farm. I'm going to hang some bow stands. Our bow season starts September 13th. And normally I'm hanging bow stands in October. So I'm like, man, I'm ahead of the curve. Really neat spot here. There's an old spring over here where people used to come get water back in the day. We've hung a bow stand in that tree there for 20 years. And now deer just come to the spring. And probably, a couple other little critters. So what's the video about? Well, I keep notes in my phone about things I want to talk about. And the exciting part about bow season for me is I'm back up in a tree. And then I can start writing again because I like to write. The videos are quick and easy. I know that's kind of what people want these days. People don't seem to read anymore, but I still like to write. I like to formulate those words in my head. But I can't formulate words in my head for a video today, so I don't know sure what that means. But I got my phone out and I pulled up to this spot, and there was an entry I made back in July, and it said not what I signed up for. And I thought about why I typed that in July. Nothing bad at all. But when we take those vows, when we're standing at the altar, next month is 29 years for me and the bride. I don't think a lot of us digest all that. I think we caught up in all that other junk going on and the white dress and blah, blah, blah. We don't really think much about the depth of those vows. And I don't think it's any different. When you're young and you pop that right hand up, and you take an oath to serve your country. You take an oath to serve and protect and whatever, right? A lot of the memos and brochures about jobs, and I think I've done a video or written about this, called The Poster Recruitment of Life. I just clicked in my brain and I remembered it. A lot of the fine print's really not in there. So when you're standing at that altar and you're talking about till death do us part, sickness and health, and blah, 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 and I don't think I really thought all about that. I just knew I was standing there with this lady, this chick. That's probably politically incorrect, don't care. And I'm like, I dig her and I want to marry her. It's that simple. And then life begins. And then you gotta navigate, right? You gotta navigate through it. So I remember the first fatal fire scene that I ever worked. And I remember going, holy crap, man. I got the brochure out of my pocket for this specialty job, and I started looking at it, and I was like, there's nowhere it doesn't say that anywhere, and there's no pictures of this, and what the hell? That's what I was thinking, and I was like, But these people, even though they're no longer with us, they need my help. And that's my job, is to help them. And I took an oath. Serve and protect, whatever, right? You raised your right hand. You took an oath. You get down and dirty, you do what you got to do. So you can go home and they can go to a better place. Many things that we do in our life, it's not what we signed up for. And if it's all gravy and all easy, I don't think we learn a whole lot. We don't learn wisdom at all. And when I said that to my wife back in July, I said, hey, baby, I know this is not what you signed up for. She said, you're right. But it's okay. That's the junk. The absolute junk right there. Not, hey, I'm pulling my reserve chute, I'm out, time out, whatever, right? We need that in society today. We need those oaths, those commitments. You know, we need those loyalty-driven people, you know, who aren't in it just for the sunny, shiny days. And I've written a story once called Not Everything Needs to Be a 10-day, 5 days perfectly fine. And so when you find yourself knee-deep in a situation, in your marriage, at work, a relationship with a friend, and you look around and you go, hey, you know what? This ain't what I signed up for. Probably wasn't what you signed up for, but you took an oath or you took a vow. Now, if there's something going on that crosses the lines, right? The lines of right and wrong, yeah, hit the cord, man, you're out. But if it's not crossing a line and it's just difficult, it's a little odd, it's a little strange, it's stressing you out, well, if it's stressing you out, it's probably stressing them out and vice versa. And again, it all goes back to that support. So the title of this video will be Not What I Signed Up For, and it's not. Most things aren't what we signed up for. I'm hoping that today I'm way ahead of the curve. But in the back of my head, the last time I was ahead of the curve of hanging bow stands, I pulled a hamstring. And I keep thinking about that all day. I was like, I remember that one year I got ahead of the curve and I pulled a hamstring, and then I wasn't hanging any bow stands. So I hope the video helps. I hope you see the insight, you see the emotions. You know, so many things in life are not what we signed up for. But we took a vow, or we took an oath, or we popped that right hand. And it doesn't matter if you place it on a Bible or if you set it on this tree right here. It don't matter what it is. What matters is that you get down and dirty and you do the best you can for those around you. Because most likely whatever they're going through is not what they signed up for either. And at the end, you got through it together, whatever that is. So when you got something heavy on your mind, I mean heavy, and you don't want to burden your friend or your loved one or your spouse because it ain't what they signed up for, it'll come back around. And there'll be a day that they're going to return that favor, I promise you, or at least they should. So with that being said, y'all have a great day. I'm going to buzz you around a little bit because I got to go. Well, there's one of my favorite trees. Kind of jam that stand in there between the two. I'll probably do a video when we get done hanging it. Springs over there and them little trees. This is my old favorite 6x4 Gator. And anyway, nice little creek runs up through there. And there's a magnolia tree over here. It's the biggest magnolia tree on the farm. Absolutely giant. We're gonna walk over there and take a look at it real quick. There's a banana spider. You can see him. Hi, fella. They got real sticky webs. Oh, he got some babies. Hey, fella. Yeah, their webs are like super sticky for catching little bugs. Yeah, check out this magnolia. Survived many hurricanes. Beautiful tree. Looks like the top got ripped out of it at one point. But she's hanging on for dear life. So we got her up in the tree. I'm gonna buzz you around. Looks a little bit different up here than down there. And then we're gonna wrap up this video. So I got the platform mounted. You can see I don't have a whole lot to work with here as far as much to stand on. This is actually one of our bigger platforms. We have some that are even smaller. And then you can see the straps there and a little ladder. And then we use this rope here. So when you're going up and down, you're always attached to something. They call it a safety line rope, which when I was younger, I never used that. But when the boys came on board, we started using it. And then you see the old gator down there. So a little bit different view, 20 foot up. So who am I today? Man, oh man, I'm telling you what, it's good junk right here. I mean, for a lot of folks, it'd be hot today, but I'm not out in the sun. I got all these shade trees. I got a little breeze coming through here. Absolutely thrilled to be back up in a tree. I wait all year to get back up in a tree. And, you know, if you've watched any of the videos, I haven't shot anything with my bow in years, but I just get up here with my bow and write and think and reach out and touch nature, and it reaches back and touches me. But with the heart of the video, seriously, you know, if you really examine it, most of life we didn't sign up for it. We had this idea, we call it worldviews, this idea of how it's going to be, and then we wake up and we're knee deep in it. And I had a little bitty kid yesterday. I taught karate, 5 years old, brand new to karate. He's trying to put his little helmet on, his little feet pad, his little elbow, all of his little pads, you know. And I said, hey, little man, you need help? No, I got it, I'm good. I said, okay. Pretty soon he had his hands on backwards, you know. I kneeled down there and I said, hey, bud. I said, never, ever, ever think it's wrong to ask for help. I don't care how old you get to be. And I told him that at the end of class when he was walking off the floor and going to his mama. I said, always don't be afraid to ask for help. When we find ourselves knee deep in not what we signed up for, just ask for help, man, you know? I mean, that ain't the end of the world, you know, because nothing's guaranteed, nothing's written in stone. And as I get older and I think about our boys, 18 and 20, and, you know, what were those instrumental words of wisdom that my father gave me that I'm holding on to at my age, the biggest one, without a doubt, son, life ain't fair. And because life ain't fair, that's how we end up in situations knee deep looking around going, this ain't what I signed up for. So that being said, y'all have a great day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please share it. Please give us feedback. And I am just absolutely thrilled to be that guy that's back up in a tree today. And that's who I am today. I'm glad to be back out here where I belong. Y'all take care.